Hi everyone. This is another camera phone vlog because this is just my word vomit that's on my brain right now, so I figured I'd talk about it. Sorry if it's all jumbled. There's a couple elements that I do want to cover, but I'm not sure if my brain will remember them by the time I try to organize my thoughts. So I wanted to talk about being one of those kinds of cosplayers because I am one of those kinds of cosplayers, and what I mean by that is the cosplayers that get the most shade, they get the most judgment. And it's the cosplayers that, one, don't make their own costumes, and two, do highly sexualized costumes. And I do both of those. I fit under both of those categories. So I just want to start off by saying that yes, it does make me insecure that I don't make my own costumes. I see so many talented people out there, and I wish I had that kind of talent and that kind of skill, but that takes years of practice and also the drive and motivation. People who do that level of cosplay actually have an interest in creating costumes, building costumes. And I love cosplay. I love to dress up, but the actual sewing and prop building and foam armor and all that stuff, those don't interest me as a hobby. I like gardening, I like reading, I like writing, I like playing stupid app games on my tablet. Like, those are things that interest me, and those are things that I'm more than willing to invest my time in. And so yeah, and there's no guarantee that even if I did try to pick up these skills that I would ever gain the experience to create some of these cosplays that some people just are really good at. So there's no guarantee that I'm even going to be good at doing the things. So anyways, that aside, the sexy part, the sexy element. Now, this part I'm not as insecure about because I am 100% okay with being sexualized. I am 100% okay with just doing sexy cosplay. And I don't know, I liked it. I've always liked it. And so a lot of people don't like this element, and I don't know why. I'm guessing, they feel like it's easy. A lot of the excuses I hear is like, oh, it's because sex sells, she's popular because sex sells, and, you know, and yes, sex sells, it's always sold. The female body, the beauty that is a woman, has always been worshipped. It's one of the most ancient practices in existence. So, yeah, sex sells. And the sexy image of a woman sells. But there's tons of cosplayers out there that do full body armor, that do all sorts of different skilled cosplays that are not sexy, and they're popular too. You can't just point and choose like, oh, you're only popular because this or only popular because that. People who do sexy cosplay are popular because they do sexy cosplay. And there's people who do sexy cosplay and don't get any attention at all, and I'm kind of one of them. I don't have that much of a following. And you have people who are very skilled at crafting and, don't do sexy cosplay, and they get a lot of attention. And then you have people who are equally as good at creating costumes, and they don't get a lot of attention. So I don't know why cosplay is so heavily judgmental, because ultimately at the end of the day I like getting together with people and staring at what they made and celebrating, their hard work. And even if they didn't create their own costumes like I did, like others did, sorry, I think I meant to say if they're like me and they didn't create their own costumes, I like to celebrate how they look in their costumes, and yes, I'm one of those kinds of cosplayers, but I'm not my cosplay. I'm a person. um, so yeah, I do get a little insecure because I see people get so many opportunities to collab with others. There's tons of popular cosplayers out there that don't make their own costumes. They work with other talented artists to create their costumes, and they have the opportunities either because they know the right people or they have enough of a following to get recruited to what's it called, to promote their products, and it's all kind of just who you know and luck of the draw and all that fun stuff. So not everybody has the same opportunities in the cosplay community, no matter what kind of cosplay you're doing. And I think another element that people don't consider when people do sexualized costumes is finances. um, uh, Sexy cosplay is cheaper. Let's face it. I can take a character that has very little material and find that costume or I my version of that costume very cheaply, and even then, I still have to save up to do it. I still have to budget out how many costumes I can get in this amount of time, and I don't have money. I don't have opportunities, and I don't have very much funds. And so I did turn to Patreon, and that's another thing that people get judgy on. I don't know why, because people who support others on Patreon are doing it of their own volition. So I don't know why you're telling people, like, I don't know, it's like you're telling people that they can't do what they want with their own money. And the cosplayers always like get attacked for not having like a real job. And first of all, cosplay is really expensive. Even low budget cosplay can get really expensive because there's so many elements that you have to consider in order to create a character. It's not just an outfit. It's wigs, makeup, equipment, depending on how far you're willing to go with your cosplay. And Patreon's a good way for people to support their hobby while getting themselves out there to others and pleasing those who are giving them money. And so it's an exchange, you're paying for a service, and the service that we sell is listed on our Patreon, and people have the choice to decide if that's what they want to invest their money in. And I don't know, I guess I'm super confused about why people get judgy on some things, because I'm trying to like cover what people say about us, and as soon as it comes out of my mouth, I'm just like, that's stupid, that's not logical. So yeah, we get a lot of get a real job, but providing a service is a job. That's how businesses get created. And like I said, the female form has been celebrated for centuries, and it's ours to market. We can market our image. A lot of people do that. It's not just cosplayers. It's not just the female body. There are people who market the way they do makeup skills. There are people who market the way they dress fashion wise. It's our bodies to decide how we're going to market it, and I don't understand why that's so hard of a concept. And I know that being that kind of cosplayer comes with a lot of judgment because they assume that it's easy. We're just taking the easy way out. We just do a cheap cosplay, and don't actually care about the characters, which you don't know because you're not me. And, they just steal these poor men's money, and I'm like, no, they decide that they wanted to give it. And it's just highly judgmental, and I can't even begin, just how disrespected we are and how we're viewed in the community. Even people who are body positive and don't slut shame still consider us less than in the community, and I'm just trying my best. I want to create as good of content as I can. I do like creating content. I do like what I do. I like what I do, but I'm super limited. One, not everyone has the same opportunities or funds like others might, and there's just so many different factors I can't even begin. I know my own personal experience is that I have tons of mental health issues that seriously handicap me and my capabilities to do certain things. I have memory issues, I have anxiety, and so I can't market myself the same way others do. I see people go to parties and go to events, and they all get to know each other and they're all friends, and I'm incapable of doing that. So it really limits my ability to promote myself and get myself out there. So you don't know everyone's situation, and there's just so much that goes into it, and it does make me insecure because I do know how people view what I do, but at the same time there's no logical reason for that kind of thought process to occur. To me, it's all rooted in the way we view the world, the way we're taught to view the world. It's rooted in elitism. Everybody wants to feel like what they do is either the right way or better in some way. I don't know why humans are like that, and I'm not saying that I'm exempt from that. I'm just commenting on human nature and behavior. So it happens. I do try my best to create a positive environment for cosplayers. I don't care how you present your cosplay. To me, you are not your cosplay. You are a person, and I'm going to tell you that you're fucking amazing looking. I'm going to tell you that you are awesome and you are brave for going out there and putting yourself out there. If you did create your own costume, I'm going to praise you for your skill. I don't care where you fall on the level of skill. I don't care if you're just starting. I don't care if you're not that great at it. I don't care if you're still practicing. I don't care if you are the #1 best creator out there. I see you, and I appreciate all that you guys have to offer. So it's a hard industry to be in, cosplay, for small-time people like me, for people who do that kind of cosplay, and I don't know what it's like to be higher up in the cosplay tier. I'm pretty sure they have their own issues too. I do hear what is said about more popular cosplayers, and it's equally not as good, and I don't understand why. So that's my thoughts. You know me, super highly emotional over absolutely everything. But yeah, thank you for listening. I'll try to upload more. I just suck at that. Thank you. Bye.